Well, hey everyone. A lot of new faces for me. I haven't been out networking in years. This is like my first time since the pandemic, at least. So thank you all for coming out. Jim, thank you for inviting me out. I'm glad to actually get out and start networking again. So I am with Pine Financial Group, and we are a hard money lender. So real quick, in the few minutes I have, the way I look at hard money, it's a very short-term, high leverage loan, right? So it's a way for investors to borrow money to do their deals, be it fix and flips, rentals, new construction projects, right? These are the things that we work with investors on. So when I say the short term, what we're talking about is months, not years. Okay, so really short term. And when we're talking the high leverage, we're talking borrowing more money, ideally 100%, right? And when I say 100%, I'm talking about 100% of purchase price, maybe even 100% of the repairs. If it's a really good deal, which is hard to find today, purchase, repairs, and closing costs. So truly no money down deals. So for me, like Jim mentioned, I was maybe at the very first meeting up here at RIG before it was even called RIG. I started learning about investing in about 2004. I did my first deal in 2007. Which may have been a good time for investors. For me, it was a great learning experience, you can say. Lost about $10,000 on that, but I really fell in love with the whole process, and here I am, right, well over a decade later. We got our first rental property in 2010, became a full-time investor and hard money lender in 2011. That's when I joined Pine Financial Group. And I've gone on to do more fix and flips, own rentals, manage rentals. Now I manage the property manager on rentals, because I'm not a good property manager. I have a self-directed IRA. I've bought notes. I've tried my hand at wholesaling. So plenty of things. I'm plenty dangerous as an investor or a consultant, but really day in and day out, rental properties, fix and flips, hard money. That's the bread and butter of what I do and what I know. And of course, what I do and help folks with all day, every day. So a little bit about Pine Financial Group. We've got two main loans. We've got our rehab loan and we've got our acquisition loan. So our rehab loan, that's the thing we started with back in 2008. That's, the claim to fame, the sexy loan, if you will, right? Because that's the no money down loan. That's the one where we want to cover 100% of purchase, repairs, and closing costs, okay? 100% of costs up to 70% of the ARV. And the ARV is, of course, the...
You have to reach that.
You guys can whisper, I can hear it from up here, but I just hear the one from the back. The after repair value, right? So on a fix and flip, the ARV would be what you sell the property for, right? On a BRRRR strategy, where you're going to buy it, fix it, and then refinance and keep it as a rental, we're still shooting for that ARV, right? It's just not what we sell the property for, but it's what that refinance is hopefully going to be based on, right? So we'll end up to 70% of the ARV. So most of what we do as hard money lenders is based on the property, right? Making sure you got a good deal. But we also take a look at you. And the main reason we look at you is to make sure we're not going to set you up to fail, okay? So the big thing, I want to make sure you have a couple bucks in the bank, okay? That's why I need one bank statement. I'm going to take a look at your income, mainly to make sure you're filing your taxes. I take a quick look at your credit, to make sure there's no tax liens or judgments that can jump out attached to the property, put us all at risk, okay? And we can close fast. So with the rehab loan, probably 2 weeks or less is pretty standard for us. We can close in the name of an entity or in your personal name, okay? If you want the asset protection of an LLC, great. We can loan to your LLC. If you're trying to do the BRRRR strategy and own rental properties, generally that refinance has to be in your personal name. So it makes a lot of sense to buy the property in your personal name so that when you refinance it, it stays in your personal name. Then of course, after that, if you want to put it into an LLC or something like that, you know about the dual on sale clause, and if not, give me a call tomorrow. We can talk about it. But right, that's what a lot of folks do. They'll buy in their personal name, refinance in their personal name, and then if they choose, put it into an entity or something like that. So the rehab loan works great for rental properties and for the BRRRR strategy. It also works really well on new construction projects. So we funded a lot of new construction with this. The reason folks use hard money for new construction instead of just going to a bank, why would they pay the double-digit interest for a hard money loan? It's because they don't have to have those big down payments, right? So as long as you know what you're doing, you can do a deal quickly and efficiently, you should be able to save more money and make more money using a hard money loan than going to the banks, right? Because banks require so much money down. Our other loan is our acquisition loan. And this is the one that we're doing more today, I think for maybe a couple of reasons. One, deals are tighter and it's harder to find the no money down deals. We can still do little to no money down, but the no money down is harder to find today with the rehab loan. But with this acquisition loan, we lend 90% of the purchase price. And so that's for folks who have partners, that, or maybe they raise some private money to cover the cost of the rehab. People who've just done well over the past decade, right, since the big downturn. They saved a couple bucks, and so they're going to put some of their money in. Some of the folks maybe where years ago they needed the leverage of the rehab loan because less money into the deal meant they could do more deals. Maybe they're not trying to do 3, 4, 7 deals at a time anymore, so they're comfortable putting more money into each deal, knowing they're doing 1, 2, 3 deals at a time. Regardless of the reason, 90% of the purchase price. And that's all we do. So with that loan, we can close in a week or less. So we can move really, really quickly on the acquisition loan. Still doing the same diligence. We're still confirming your after repair value. We're still going to look at your rehab budget to make sure the deal's a good deal, right? We do that same on both deals. Still got to get to know you, right? To make sure I'm not going to set you up to fail. So send me a bank statement, send me one of your taxes, those types of things. Both loans are 9 months long. There's no prepayment penalties. So if you're in and out in 3 or 4 months, great. You made 3 or 4 payments, that's it, right? No extra fees or penalties or anything like that. And again, we can close in the name of an entity or in your personal name. We do a couple other things. Hopefully, is that a question or just playing with the glasses like I do all the time? Got. So we do a couple other things. Pine Financials, our main business development model is the education, right? Coming out to groups like this and sharing what we do with you folks, as well as, the thing up on the screen, right? YouTube. So what we've been doing for the past couple of years is putting out one video every single week. So now we have, well over 100 videos on there. Unfortunately for us, but probably great for you, almost none of them are about hard money. So any topic, that involves real estate investing, we're doing videos on them. So if you have questions, check out our YouTube channel, subscribe. Like I said, a video every single week. And if you have a question that's something that's not on there, let me know. Drop me an email. We'd love to, answer your question. So YouTube, we also do a lot of in-person events. We started getting our own networking events going again. We were doing those years ago. We're getting those going again. Actually, one of my coworkers is down in Colorado Springs tonight hosting a networking event down there. We also do a once-a-year event. We call it the Investor Success Summit, which is a full-day educational event. I think this year we charge like $29.
You need to go.
All local speakers, right? No sales pitches, no national gurus. All local folks talking about what's going on and working in today's market.
It's a great event.
Thank you.
It is.
Now, all the money that we lend out is privately raised. So if some of you are just killing it and you got so much money you don't know what to do with, or some of you are transitioning out of investing in real estate, more active and want more passive, love to chat with you more about that, what investing in one of our mortgage funds look like. Kevin is probably the best contact. That's his email. You can email him directly. You can reach out to me. I can make an introduction. Any and all of the above will work there. And then that's probably more than the 5 minutes I had. But that's the quick and dirty on what Pine Financial is, what hard money is, and of course how I can help you. So I don't think I can stick around all the way to the end of the night. You never know. Maybe I will. But if not, Jim has a bunch of cards up here. He's got a few flyers. My contact info is up there, and I would love to chat with each and every one of you. If it's not about borrowing hard money, just what do you see is going on out there in the market, and if you're getting started, how I can help, or if you're already successful, maybe how I can help you keep growing. So thank you so much.
Hello, hi. You have a question? Do you have a geographical restriction?
So we land up and down the Front Range, from Fort Collins down to Pueblo. We've done a deal. We've done a couple deals in Tankin City now.
Minnesota.
Yes. Cripple Creek. Sorry, I was out lost for words. We're doing one at Cripple Creek right now. Yes, we also lend in Minnesota. Basically from Duluth down to Rochester, mainly in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul. We also lend in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And we actually have a few folks on the ground in Washington, D.C. right now, because we're going to be lending in Washington, D.C., Virginia, Maryland.